What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Don't mind me, man. I need a haircut ASAP, but it is what it is. So, renowned Japanese manga artist and the creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Akira Toriyama has died at age 68. Apparently, he died of acute subdural hematoma, which is a pool of blood between the brain and its outermost covering, and it's said that it's usually caused by a head injury strong enough to burst blood vessels. This can cause pooled blood to push to the brain. Now, I don't know if I don't know if it was a head injury or not, but when I saw this, I always knew the name Akira Toriyama because I watched Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z so heavily. Like, y'all, the show that this man created was such a staple of my childhood. Like, I remember the first time I watched Dragon Ball Z first. I didn't watch Dragon Ball, which a lot of people in America got put on the Dragon Ball Z before watching Dragon Ball. I didn't watch Dragon Ball till I was about 10, 11 years old, something like that, right? 10, like 10 or something like that, right? But I got put on the Dragon Ball Z when I was watching, I was with my cousin. I was at my aunt's house, my aunt's apartment. She stayed in the Robert Taylor Projects. And my cousin Lester was watching Dragon Ball Z. I'm sorry, he was watching Dragon Ball Z. It was the Saiyan saga when Goku was fighting Vegeta, right? And I saw this dude transform into a gorilla, and I thought it was so cool. And from that point, I was looking for the show, and I got hooked on the show, right? I remember during the time when I was a kid, like this is before like images and like before this is the beginning stages of Google and all that type of stuff. People would go and print out Dragon Ball Z pictures on a printer and bring it to school and show to your friends all the cool Dragon Ball Z pictures you had printed out. Right? It was a thing where people would trade pictures. People would go to angelfire.com and stuff like that to find Dragon Ball Z pictures to share with friends. People would go to the library in your neighborhood to go print out the Dragon Ball Z pictures to show to people. And I was one of them individuals doing it, right? I would go to the library. We would stand on 48th in Indiana. And I would go to the library right around the corner to go print out these Dragon Ball Z pictures to show to all my friends and all that, right? My mom would print some out for me at work. And then this is my mother, man. My mama loved us and induced a whole lot of stuff for us to make us happy or whatever. So she would print out some of the pictures for me and then cut it. We would cut it out and I would tape it to my wall, like tack it to my wall or whatever, right? So, because I like Dragon Ball Z so much, I would have all these Dragon Ball Z pictures in my wall, on my wall in my room. My mama got me the Dragon Ball Z bed set with the sheets, the cover, comforter, whatever you want to say, right? And but yeah, man, this was a staple of my childhood. Me and my friends would come to school and talk about the latest Dragon Ball Z episodes all the time. When Goku made a new transformation, because Goku always transformed before Vegeta. He always Super Saiyan 1, Ascended Saiyan, which is Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, all of that. Goku was, wait, did Goku? Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think, did Vegeta become an Ascended Saiyan first? I don't know. But anyway, we would always marvel, like we would be like, oh my God, we going crazy at school off the latest Dragon Ball Z episodes. And again, this is a show that Akira Toriyama created. And like, y'all, like I remember again, this show was just like everything for us. We are young kids in the hoods of Chicago, in the ghettos of Chicago, and we are hooked off this anime show, which let you know that the anime was like worldwide. But Dragon Ball Z, what? Dragon Ball Z was something different. Like that Dragon Ball Z. I remember Dragon Ball started coming on Toonami when I was like 9 or 10, 9, 10, something like that. I forget what age exactly. Nah, it had to be when I was about 9 or 10. Because I remember at that point I was living on 65th and Minerva, right? 6519 South Minerva specifically. 65th and Minerva. And I was coming home every day watching Dragon Ball episodes because I wanted to see the backstory of Goku and him growing up and all of that. But yeah, man, he created a show that a lot of people around the world loved, and including young black men in the hoods of America. That was something for us a show for us to find common ground, to like people made friends off Dragon Ball Z in the hood. people like really kids mingled off of that show, developed friendships off of the love for this show that he created. And yeah, man, it's sad to see that the man has passed away. 68 is not old at all. It's not really old. I mean, it's senior citizen age, but you know, people live to their 80 something years old, to their mid 80s, sometimes to their 90s. So 68 is a rather young age. But man, I'm telling y'all, this show, it did something to me and to my friends. Like all of us was into it. We got the video games, all of that, man. Even in my grown age right now, back in 2017, I got what's 2017? I got the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 game. And I'm talking about I was on it all day long, getting busy, trying to do all type of little side quests, all these other little stuff, parallel quests, whatever it was called. I was doing all of that, man. And yeah, to this day when a Dragon Ball Z video game or something come out, I go get it. Because it was just an affinity of mine as a kid. And again, man, so many of us made friends in the hood off of this show. It was like a piece. I mean, not we wasn't in conflict with each other, but you know, it was just like oh man, you like Dragon Ball Z? I like Dragon Ball Z too. Who your favorite character? Ooh, what's your favorite Super Saiyan? What's your favorite whatever, like, right? And so I remember one time I went to the flea market. It's in Alsip, Illinois, right outside of Chicago. My grandma and my granddad used to go to the Swaporama flea market, right? And they used to have all type of people selling all type of stuff. And I remember I got these Dragon Ball Z poster. Poster was fire. It was hanging up in my room on my wall. And I wish I still had the poster. I don't know what happened to it. I probably threw it away after I got so much older and I wasn't gonna be having Dragon Ball posters in my room anymore. But I'm talking about I got the when was this? 2018. That's when I first moved out when I came home from college, from grad school. I'm sorry, I was in my mom's house, then I moved out of my mom's house, right? And when I first moved out and I moved into my apartment, I got the Dragon Ball Z not the movies, the episodes, like the first 4 or 5 seasons on DVD, right? I ain't get all of them because I was gonna be broke at that point getting all of them, but I got as many as I could at the time because I wanted to run and play the show back. You hear me? Like my son and mama heard me watching this show all day long. I'm talking about my mama and them knew I love Dragon Ball Z. Everybody knew I love Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's sad to see that the man has passed away because I mean, and condolences to his family, friends, and loved ones for sure. But I just know he created something that really I feel like united the world in a lot of aspects. This is how, again, young black kids in the hood was intermingling probably with other white kids in certain neighborhoods, and you know, Asian kids mingling with black kids, etc., off of the love of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, man. So rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.